I wish you would join me in thanking two great men, Mr. Rouse and Mr. DeVito, for making today possible down here in the Inner Harbor.
There were balloons and ribbons and politicians here too when Mondawmin opened back in 1956. It was October. James Rouse and Governor McKeldin led the ceremonies down the then famous circular staircase. Well, as you can see, the staircase is still here, but so much else has changed.
The first of those changes was that Rouse ended its association with the mall. Another of the major changes was clientele. From the day the mall opened in the early 1960s, it was whites that shopped here. But by 1970, the mall shoppers were predominantly black. In 1972, the mall's biggest store left.
Now, when Sears and Roebuck pulled out of the mall, I believe that was in 1972, business went down slightly.
But after the Sears building had been boarded up for nearly a year, business was terrible. Merchants threatened to leave. Mondawmin's bright future was now a financial nightmare. Yet this man invested quite a bit of money to buy the old Sears building. Advisors had told him that he would take a terrible beating. But there was another consideration.
If we would lose this, and I'm speaking about the black people, would lose this shopping center, from an economic standpoint, the jobs that was involved at that time, I think it was still around 1,000 jobs working in the stores.
1,000 jobs the black community could ill afford to lose, especially at that time. Adams brought the Department of Motor Vehicles to the new Metro Plaza, and things stabilized.
Any business that brings traffic into a mall can only help a mall.
When the Rouse Company first came to Mondawmin, Mondawmin wasn't doing very well. As a matter of fact, it was losing money, and we have turned the center around. The center is making money, and it's doing well.
In fact, we started with a smaller store, and we came here and tripled our size in the store because the business warranted here at Mondawmin.
The mall has survived these times, and there's no doubt in my mind that the mall will continue to thrive and do great business.
Yes, optimism had returned with the return of the Rouse Company 4 years ago, and with Rouse came some of the things the company is now famous for. The plants and the banners and the events that brighten the shopping center. But over Mondawmin, there still hangs one ominous cloud.
I don't come because I don't like to be in this area after dark.
If you'll talk with the police department, you really will find that our problems aren't any different from any other shopping center, including Ricestown, Westview. Our problems really aren't that different. It's just that people perceive that this is a bad place to be, or bad things are going to happen to them if they come here, but that's not true.
I'm very happy about it. Even if I would lose every dollar I put in here, which I certainly haven't got my money out of it as yet under any circumstances, I'd feel good because of what it has done for this particular community. From the standpoint of now, I don't know how many thousands of people, but I know it must be between 2,000 and 3,000 people that's employed in this area.
But if that is to continue, most black economic observers say that black people will have to support the mall by making a conscious effort to change that perception. This time, it will take more than an Adams or a Rouse to pull Mondawmin through the 80s. It will take the pride of an entire people. Kurt Anderson, New Scene 2.